Today I'm going to be talking about my diet and supplementation. First, I'm going to tell you what I was eating like when I was trying to lose weight versus how I'm eating right now. To be honest, in the beginning, I really didn't know anything about eating clean or what foods I should or shouldn't be eating. So I actually just made really small changes, like instead of eating white rice, I would eat brown rice, and instead of having white bread, I would have wheat bread. I also started adding vegetables like spinach to my diet and also tofu because it's a really good source of lean protein. And I started eating chicken breast instead of a lot of beef and pork, and also turkey breast. Typically, I also tried to eat about 4 meals a day, and for an example, I have a plate with spinach, chicken breast, and egg whites, and that would be a meal. I also started to eat breakfast, which I never did before, because it actually made my stomach feel weird whenever I did. But eventually, my body got used to it, so now if I skip breakfast, I'm tired, I can't concentrate, and it just makes my whole day a lot worse. So just remember, never skip breakfast. Obviously, don't drink soda, don't eat fast food, which I actually wasn't doing that already, so I didn't have to change that too much. I love water. It's just a preference. So I would definitely recommend not drinking soda, even diet soda, because it still has sugar in it. Nothing's going to be as good for you as water is. It was really hard to lose weight because my family loves to go out to eat, and I have a really huge family, so we're constantly having family parties and going out to eat and having all these huge celebrations. My advice would be just try to skip a few. It's really hard when everyone else is eating fattening food and you're just sitting there watching them eat and you can't have any of it. So rather than torturing yourself, I think it's better to just avoid the whole situation completely if you can. I know in a lot of cultures it's kind of rude to not eat the food that the family has for you. So if your family's like that, then just try to eat before you get there, and then maybe have a small bite of something once you get to the party, just to make it look like you're not trying to be rude by rejecting whatever they have for you. But other than that, I didn't change my diet too much. I didn't want to completely shock my body by going on such a big caloric deficit. If you're just a beginner and you're just starting your weight loss or your fitness journey, then it should be enough in the beginning for you to just hit the gym really hard, and you'll still see the results. Once you get further into your goals and you kind of hit that plateau where you feel like you're not losing any more weight, you're not losing any more body fat, that's when I started to actually take my nutrition more seriously. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am definitely not the cleanest eater. For me and for a lot of people, diet is the hardest part because I just love food. I actually started taking my nutrition more seriously in, I think, November, and that's when I actually started counting my calories. And then I went on a 300 calorie deficit. I've heard you're supposed to go on a 500 calorie deficit in order to really cut, but it was good enough for me, honestly, because I was still seeing good results from it. I've seen a lot of calculators, formulas, and things like that out there on how to calculate how many calories you should be eating. They're all different and it's all subjective, so if you want to use one, then I don't have a good one that I like that I can recommend to you, but you can always just Google it. What I did was I actually counted how many calories I was consuming for about a week, and then I averaged it, and then I subtracted 300 from it, and that's how I figured out how many I should eat. So right now I'm eating about 1,200 calories. You don't want to undereat, and then you don't want to overeat, because you don't want to put your body into starvation mode, but obviously you don't want to be overfeeding yourself, otherwise you're never going to see any fat loss. For breakfast, I'll usually have an egg white omelet. I use 2 eggs because if you take away the yolk, the egg's really tiny. So I usually eat it with bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, and then turkey breast, which I get from the deli at Vaughn's. I really love English muffins, so usually for lunch I'll have wheat English muffins, which are about, I think, 110, 120 calories for the whole muffin, like both halves of it, with turkey sausage, or just turkey breast again, and then another egg and spinach. Then I usually go to the gym in the afternoon now because I have morning classes. After the gym, I have a protein shake, and then I have a small meal, like maybe a banana, and then a piece of like 2 ounces of chicken breast, grilled chicken breast. My parents usually come home, and so we always try to eat family dinners, but a lot of the times I can't eat whatever my mom makes, so I'll just eat brown rice with broccoli and then either salmon or chicken breast again. Then for the last meal, I usually just eat like a peanut butter sandwich or something. I like to spread out my meals because since I don't eat until I'm full, it helps me to know that, like, oh, I still have 3 meals left. I've heard that eating 4 to 6 meals a day speeds up your metabolism, but I've also heard that that's just a myth. I'm not really sure, I've looked it up before, but everyone has their own opinions. I don't do it because I think it speeds up my metabolism. I just do it because it helps me to stay full throughout the day. So for a while, Chris was telling me I need to count my macros, watch my macros. That's really hard for me to do. So all I do is I make sure that I'm not eating a lot of fats because that's what I'm most worried about. You also have to know what body type. I am an endomorph, which means that I'm stockier and bigger, and also that I gain weight faster, but it's harder for me to lose it. So I need less calories, which is also why I don't like those online calculators, because they don't really take into account how much activity you do throughout the day and also what body type you are. If your metabolism is faster, you're obviously going to need more calories because they get burned off so quickly. So you have to remember all of that when you're trying to calculate how much you should or shouldn't be eating. Make sure that you're still eating carbs. If you don't have carbs, you're not going to have any energy. And if you don't have carbs, how are you going to finish your workout and be able to give it your all in the gym? It's just impossible. You can eat less carbs, but don't cut them out completely. I actually really like the MyFitnessPal app. You can have it on your phone, and you can log onto it from your computer too. But it's a really good way to help track calories, and they have all these foods listed. You just type in the name of the food. A lot of the entries are from labels or from other users that enter the nutrition facts, but the good thing is that there's more than just one of each item entered, so you can look at it and decide for yourself whether or not the nutrition facts are correct or just totally off, and users can also vote on whether or not it's correct, so you could see that too. Like, if nobody voted for it to be correct, you probably shouldn't be using that listing. But whatever you find, you could just add it to, they have meals, like they have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks. And then they also have a section for how many glasses of water you consumed that day. And I find it really helpful because it definitely helps me stay on track. And it gives me a better perspective of knowing how many calories I have left for the day so that I can better prepare for my next meals. Another good way to make sure that you're eating the correct amount of nutrients and you're meeting your calories is to prepare meals for like a few days or the whole week ahead of time. So I really think everybody should have a food scale, and that's how I measure all the chicken and all the salmon I eat, just to make sure that it's the correct amount of ounces. Oh, and also what I like about MyFitnessPal is that you can change the amount of ounces. So if you want one serving to be 1 ounce or one serving to be 3 ounces, you can also modify all of that. If you have like an old protein tub, they come with scoopers, and that's about 1/4 of a cup. So that's what I use to measure my rice whenever I take it out. This is our supplement stack. There are 3 of us in the house supplementing, so that's why the stack looks so big. Someone mentioned that we had a lot of shaker cups, so I just thought I would show you guys. Okay, so the supplements I'm taking are protein, creatine, pre-workout, and multivitamins. This is the protein I'm taking. It is Optimum Nutrition, and the flavor is Extreme Milk Chocolate. I really like this one. I used to take mocha cappuccino, but this one is lower in calories and fat. It's 120 calories per serving, and I've actually tried BSN's protein before, but it's higher in fat and calories and just way too sweet for my taste. I'm also taking multivitamins, and they're also from Optimum just because it's just easier for me to order online since I'm ordering all my other supplements, but you can get any multivitamins. It doesn't have to be a specific brand. I'm taking pre-workout. It is the new Jacked formula, Jacked Micro. It's zero everything, so there's no calorie count or anything like that. But I take 2 scoops, and this one is the fruit punch flavor. And it really helps me stay focused in the gym and more motivated and concentrated, so I really, really like it. I've also tried Assault from Muscle Farm, which was their version of pre-workout, but I just don't feel like it worked as well. I started taking creatine this month. I really like it. If you're a girl and you're kind of concerned about what it's going to do to you, it is going to make you gain water weight, but it actually helps you with your strength and also fills in your muscles a lot more. So far, a really good effect on my body. I actually usually mix this. It's lemon lime flavor, by the way. So I usually mix these two just because I hate drinking supplements, so it helps me not have to drink so much. But so it's 1 scoop per 100 pounds, so I take 1 scoop, obviously, and I mix it with 2 scoops of Jacked, and then it tastes like raspberry lemonade, honestly. It tastes really good. I also used to take glutamine, which is for recovery, but I did not like it because it made me like feel kind of tingly. If you've ever had the old Jacked, it kind of makes you feel like there's like ants all over you. It tasted good. It was the same brand as the creatine, but again, I didn't like it. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it was helpful. And please keep in mind, I'm not a nutritionist or a trainer or anything like that. This is just what I'm doing and what personally works for me. So if you have any advice or comments or any questions, as always, feel free to comment below. Also, if you like what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you next time. Peach out!